Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun.
I think all these like clubs and stuff just got to be like, hey guys, the boom's over.
The boom's
Let's pivot here.
Yeah.
Because
even tickets in general, dude. I know people that are great comedians that can't sell tickets.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, not even comic. People don't want to like. Dude,
Yeah, man.
You know how hard it is to like go to bring your family to like a Mets game.
No, it's bro.
You bring your wife and like your 2 or 3 kids.
It was just a matter of time after the pandemic. People had money. People were bored. Had things to do.
was a nice
Now
time,
the
though.
money's
I'll tell you what, though.
things are
That
expensive.
pandy when we all had that money coming in
Yeah,
from
exactly.
the government. That was nice.
I hate going out on the road in general. I'm kind of hoping social media money could bounce that balance. Like,
Yeah.
I don't always want to have to go do like 3 weekends a month to pay my bills. I'd rather do like 1 weekend a month or like 1 or 2 one-nighters and 1 weekender and rely on social media money.
I guess that's the goal. Like,
I did Pittsburgh with Little Mo Mozzarella, and they did a 70. He had some investor buy a bunch of the tickets and never showed up. So, dude, the fucking Improv, I could tell they were probably pissed.
they
You know,
need
it's like
people in the door. They need to sell the
half
booze.
That room had 500 seats. There was 200 people there.
That is such a crazy.
There was like
thing.
40 waitresses.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what are we
they're.
doing?
I mean, yeah. What are they supposed to do? They see
thought
the
it was
ticket
sold
count.
out. And they do those clubs. Dude, the reason I'm like not really crazy about the clubs right now is if you're a nobody, they want to do like a 70. They take 70% of the door. So say you even do sell out the Improv,
It's like not
you're gonna
worth
get
it.
$3,000 for making a club like
Still not
dude,
bad.
losing 70%, and places want 10% of your merch.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
I gotta apologize to you guys, or say I'm sorry about your boy, your Italian stallion,
What happened? Who do we got going on? Toronto?
Cuomo, dude.
Oh yeah.
Tough, man. Tough
knew he
loss,
wasn't
man.
gonna win.
Everyone was partying
tough
here on the
stuff for the
streets.
Italians.
I couldn't figure out what the party was for. Everyone's like, Zoran's. This is a pro Zoran?
Right.
I'm the only Cuomo lover out here?
You know
God
it's, bro.
damn
Dude,
it.
we're in New York, bro. Come
Dude,
on.
it was crazy. I went to the beer garden with my dad because my dad was in town. He's like,
Yeah.
I want to go to this beer garden, and it was Tuesday night. It was a full party.
Jeez.
Like it was a ticketed event, and they're like, "Do you have tickets?" I'm like, "For the mayoral race? No, I don't. I don't have tickets. I didn't know this was happening. Go home. Go home."
Dude, I've said this. I've been saying it for a while, but like politics really is just sports.
It is.
for people who don't like sports.
100%.
It's like if that was the Knicks are in the playoffs, it's the Super Bowl. We're gonna do the same thing, but they're just doing it for someone who they've never met. It's
Yeah.
the same exact thing, dude. Wearing merch. And they're like, let's get out there and
My
celebrate.
wife made a pretty good point. I don't even know if we're on the air.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
wife
we're
made a good
rolling.
point about how, like, you remember back in the day when you used to go home and like it would be a communal TV watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 90s. She's like, everyone's just in their own little world, in their own little social bubble, but politics is that.
Yeah.
It's our new. Here it is. Here's a debate. It's the thing, and like sports,
Yeah.
it's like it's combined. It's the biggest form of entertainment.
The only difference
it's crazy.
with me and politics is that the difference is sports and politics is there's like one side. It's like, you got one side of people that just do the opposite. They vote for the opposite of anybody that the gay community's going after. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
voting the opposite.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you guys like Zoran? Okay, we're
yeah,
going
yeah.
Como.
I was actually pretty interested when before Trump like decided to bomb Iran. I was like, it's gonna be hilarious when he's like, no, we're not getting involved. I was like, how soon before Democrats are like, we got to bomb Iran because
Yeah.
Trump, because he doesn't want to,
The
we got to do it.
The hypocrisy,
Yeah,
or
news.
whatever I forget what's the word. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Hypocrisy or just like, it's just,
Dude,
how
how about-
whatever the Chiefs do? I hate Mahomes. Whatever he does, I'm going to be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
So I get it. I
Yeah.
get what people are like. I hate Biden. I hate Trump.
That's just like human nature.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're gonna go the other way
Yeah.
because this guy's whatever. I don't care what I said. This guy's gonna do what I said. Then I'm going the other way. Whatever.
Exactly.
I gotta say, dude, it's cool to have you on. The man of many disguises. Me and Dylan both have a story about you, to where we seen you.
Oh, I got a
didn't
story
know
about
it was
you.
We told it. The 3 weeks.
Well, Okay, you
I'm
tell
like,
the
thanks
story.
For following me.
It was the most unhinged reaction I've ever seen anybody do in my life.
He's driving by in a car. He's so something. I'm all like, yo, hey, what's up?
I didn't say what's up.
Would you just wave?
I said Dom, and it was like to the point where I yelled it. You didn't know if I wanted money from you or I was like a fan. I was like Dom.
I thought he was a fan.
He just the way you just put your hand in the air like with a thumb. Didn't know where it came from.
So unhinged, dude.
Crossing the intersection like this. My wife's like, "Who is this guy?" I'm like, "I'll tell you I'll tell you what he is. A lunatic."
I thought he was a friend.
He didn't know. To be fair, he didn't know.
And then Dylan tells me, 2-3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
talk to you for 5 minutes.
Dude, I walked into the coffee shop. From my perspective, one, I hadn't seen you with the buzz cut.
Yeah.
I was used to, you had much longer
For
hair.
sure.
Dude, that hairline, man. Jesus.
It's crispy,
You're lucky,
dude.
bro.
It's
Bad.
crispy.
The problems are arise
Nah,
back
you're
here.
lucky,
That's
man.
okay. And you had like reading glasses
Yes.
on. And I walk in and I got my sunglasses on. I walk in, you were like, "Hey, Dylan." I was like, I turn around and I was like, hey, what's up? You were like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Do we know each other?"
Yeah.
You go, "Are you a fucking idiot?" And I was like,
No,
Oh,
you're right.
shit.
You're right because that one, the buzz, the the glasses. I expected some people. I expect some people to not know who I am
Yeah.
in that situation. But hey, you figured it out. This idiot, just thumb in the air.
like he's Brad Pitt
I don't
walking
think I
through
knew for
Times
3
Square.
months. Dude, I still
Nonetheless.
tell people the brisket story. Dude. When I tell you, you are the funniest storyteller ever, bro. There's this comedian. We don't got to mention no names, but
Yeah.
they're cool with it. But dude, he tells me this brisket story about a comedian that
Prime
it's
rib.
a brisket, prime rib,
Prime
or
rib,
whatever.
yeah, prime rib.
And dude, I know the story had to be fake at this point, right?
I don't know. There's so many like alterations to it now.
This
Like
story, every time I
What's the
heard it,
story?
gets more
What's
and
the
more
story?
ridiculous. It's a comedian, basically.
Yeah.
There's a comedy club where comedians aren't allowed prime rib anymore. It's like a buffet style.
Yeah.
And all the comedians did the show for the prime rib. They're like, oh, the pay's kind of shitty, but the prime rib is fucking great.
I mean, as you would do.
Yeah.
So, you know, they-
all buffet is available except for that prime rib, which at one point was available.
yeah. They show up, they're all excited for the prime rib, and they're like, oh, no, comedians, no prime rib. Like, why?
Like that, it just disappeared from the
Comedian
table.
took the prime rib to their room, a whole tray of
Day one, Wednesday night, Wednesday to Saturday gig. Snagged the whole prime rib.
prime rib.
Prime rib's out now
Oh,
off the
dude,
table.
My face was hurting from that story.
Oh yeah, we don't need you'll the second we get off and we tell you who it is, you'll be like, oh
Yeah. I know who it. He told me who it was.
perfect. Yeah, you know, yeah, for sure.
The
But
prime rib.
So funny.
Oh man.
that's considered a troublemaker.
Oh, yeah.
Is this-
Yeah, that's a troublemaker.
You know what though? That's a guy who's hustling. That's a guy who is hustling
Hell yeah.
for his meal. You know, hustling for a meal ticket. Okay.
That guy's been hustling for meals for
Bro, that dude does got the hustle when it comes down to it.
yeah, buddy.
You know.
We used to do that. We used to run a show in Boston, and they would give us. It was $50 each, $100 for me and my buddy to run this like Tuesday night show. And they go, and you also get a meal. You bet your ass. I ordered the fucking steak every single
course.
Tuesday.
Of course.
I know this was before you moved here, but did you ever do Footprints? Remember, wasn't Footprints had that buffet? It was like a Jamaican place. And they
I don't think I've ever done footprints.
So the show's terrible. It's like some Jamaican place, like whatever, like, I don't know. The show just all around sucks. Nobody ever does well ever, right? But they all go for the gumbo style, the Cajun pasta or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Cajun pasta.
yeah, so dude, I go and I don't have common sense at this point. It's when I first moved to the city. There's kids running around. I'm doing the raunchiest, filthiest jokes to where they stop. It's people's families, like religious fucking Jamaican people. I'm doing shit about girls. Her shit's beat. Like I'm all on stage. The nastiest shit you could do. They stop me, right? And they make me quit early because I'm like, I've only been up 3 minutes. I'm supposed to do 8 minutes. They're like, no, buddy, get off. So I get off and I go to get the pasta, and he's like, no, everybody's eating, bro. They didn't let me eat. They're like, you gotta leave, bro. They're like, why would you do that? We have kids. And dude, it all sets in. I'm looking around. There's 2-year-olds and 5-year-olds playing tag. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, some people have no like awareness on how to put on a show, but no, I don't really blame the comedian as much. I mean, a little bit of blame, but I mean,
I love that you're like, some guys just have no social awareness of situations.
No, I don't. I mean, a little bit at that point, but I mean, you're throwing on a show like it's a comedy show. What do you expect people to do? A free comedy show? You're gonna have kids running around, and I can't believe they don't give you the pasta. At least
That's
to go.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no pasta, nothing.
A little bit
Had
of go
me
bag.
leave.
Put it in a little dish.
A little doggy bag.
Some of this shit,
take it home.
Some of this shit, and I did the same thing, but early on, like sometimes I like to go. I watch like an early on comedian just to see where their line is. Like, they don't realize what they're saying. Some of the shit people say to groups of people, I'm like, dude, that's
We all used to do it though.
Yeah.
You just used to go in with your act and not even think about it.
Yeah.
You're like, this is my act. My act will do well in front of these 4-year-old children and families. It's Sunday at 4, and this is what I will present.
It's beat. Her shit's beat.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we're in a dingy basement or a high class country club.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I did one of those. I did a country club like a year ago. Colin Chamberlain brought me.
Okay.
And
very clean, family-friendly comedian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, family-oriented, for sure.
We were, who did we open for? It was, I hosted, and, I'm blanking on his name. He's on, like, Fox News a lot.
Oh, I don't know. Shoot.
Oh, the Italian dude?
Yeah, with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean. Joe, what's his name?
Not Gino Bisconte.
DeVito.
Joe DeVito.
Oh, Joe DeVito. Okay.
Oh, can you imagine Biscotti?
I was going to be like, what country club?
So first of all, country club, I'm sure you guys have done it. It's like, it's their night out, you know?
Yes.
It's all these rich white people who are like getting drunk at the bar. And
Yeah.
I immediately we walk in and I'm like, these are my people. This feels like home.
Yeah.
This is great. And dude, they were like, hey, help yourselves, guys.
Yeah.
Full spread. Dude, they had like mussels and oysters, lobster tail. I was like, Colin's like, don't get used to this. This is not how it always is. I was like, can you just be positive for 1 second, dude? Just like let us enjoy the prime rib that we're getting. Oh, dude, but that was a good time. That was fun.
That gig went well.
It ended up going great.
Oh shit! I thought something was gonna happen where they like punch in his stomach to get the muscles back.
Oh no!
He bombed so hard.
Colin was like, "Hey, just do clean stuff," and I was like, "Okay, yeah." And I'm like going through. He's like, "There isn't like a line of clean, but like, yeah." And I'm not dirty really, but I have a couple jokes that are,
No, I get it.
One story where I talk about Euphoria and like them showing their dicks and how it's wild. And I do like 12 minutes up front, and then Colin goes up and he does whatever, 25. As he gets off stage, I'm going to bring up DeVito, and dude, the whole room empties out.
They went to go get drinks.
They're all
food.
getting drinks, bathroom, food.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. Okay, so I'm like, well, I'll just hold.
Yeah, of course.
Until pro move, dude. I was just like, I'll do like 5 until they all come back. And dude, I'm reaching in the bag now because I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And all I can think about this one Euphoria joke that Colin's like, don't tell that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I do like 3 jokes, and then I'm like, have you guys seen have you seen Euphoria? I see Colin in the back.
Lighting
He's
you?
like, and then as soon as like I said that, they all like kind of settle in. I'm like, all right, your headliner, who's ready?
Yeah.
But
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was good.
Do you go back to Toronto pretty often?
I try to go once or twice a year. It's an hour and a half flight. LaGuardia is literally right there.
I know.
It makes no sense.
I'm the same way, dude. I go back like 4. I'm Ohio, but it's the same thing, an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds.
It's like sometimes I feel like I'm like, fuck, I'd rather go to like Myrtle Beach or something. Like, if I'm using my vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. But I love Toronto, man. When I went, it's crazy. They're like a little Miami over there now. They got the little bottle service nightclubs and shit.
They have dude, I used to go clubbing all the time when I was a kid.
The clubs are insane down there.
Where did you stay all the time?
We stayed in some shitty ass hotel, fucking stunk. stunk, dude. Whoever booked the hotel dropped the ball majorly.
It wasn't downtown though. It was by where the club was.
Yeah, it was by where the club was.
Okay, so that would be on the east end. But when you go downtown, there's like the club district. Because
Yeah.
New York doesn't necessarily have a club district, I don't feel, right?
No.
It's just like there's clubs, but they're scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, like, we had a club district, so there'd just be like a bunch of clubs. Like
Yeah, we
Miami,
went down
almost
there
like that.
one night. Yeah,
Like,
it's
like
like
King
little
Street,
Miami.
Queen Street.
Bro, and the tabs are crazy. Like, people are throwing money. There's a lot of
Yeah.
wannabe gangsters in Toronto, too, dude.
There's some legit
Yeah, and
gangsters.
some legit
no,
gangsters.
there's some legit gangsters there. Because
Wow.
I actually watched this documentary. They don't have the RICO Act, which I don't know if you know,
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
familiar
yeah,
with like the mob.
Yeah.
It's like racketeering and
Yeah.
and
It's
all this shit.
Basically, when groups combine their money in pursuing a criminal enterprise, they
So,
all combine
yeah.
their money in one thing. That's how they get them all.
This is how like the mafia, I think in America has shrunk. I mean, obviously it's still around, obviously, but in Canada they don't have those laws, so there's a lot more organized crime there.
Hey,
Wow. Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like
Safe
it was a
neighborhoods,
lot of
you know?
gangsters, but in my mind,
No
I
guns,
was
though.
like, I didn't feel like they were real gangsters because they were
It's
all
Canada.
polite and nice.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they're like,
yeah, yeah.
excuse me, you know,
Yeah.
the
No.
fuck are you looking at?
For sure.
A lot of Indian gangsters there too. I had no clue there's so many like I don't know. Maybe it was just the nightclubs we went to. A lot of guys unbuttoned shirts, mid-50s. You know.
A lot of people got cash there.
Yeah,
a lot of
throwing
people got
money
cash
around.
there.
And the thing with that Toronto money is it looks fake.
Yeah,
so
it does.
It's easier to spend.
dude, when I went to Toronto, we went to a strip club, and that fake
Yeah.
money, dude. You're like, oh yeah, this is not
Fake
even.
money.
It's Monopoly, dude.
Yeah.
I like the color coordination. Like, did that throw you off coming here? Everything's green. You got to look. Is that a 50 or a
I
20?
like the green money.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it better than the no, yeah, not really. I read. I see the numbers. I'm not like, well, this is green. Who cares?
Up to the light.
Did it throw me off? No, I had everything. When it came to money, I had none, so I was under control with that. On
Yeah, my
10s and
buddy
20s.
he's like a real nickel and dime type of hustler. One time we were out there and he's like
Out
exchanging
where?
in
In-
Toronto.
yeah, okay.
And this wasn't for comedy. We just happened to be out there. But either way, dude, he's like tricking somebody with the money, with American and the Monopoly money. Like an American didn't know the money that was out there. And my
God.
buddy knew. It's like half our money, right? Dude,
It's like you're saying from an exchange rate
and
perspective.
he's hitting them almost 50-50. He's like, no, it's like a $15 difference for like $500 in front of girls. So he really got him for like $250 because isn't it like 50 or 60%?
Well, usually it depends. It's usually right now it's like 65 to 70%. So
Also,
if
he
you,
wasn't too off.
well, no, I
But
mean
he
if
still
you
got him.
bro, if you go to if you go with American money and you go to a restaurant or anything,
Yeah.
the Canadians will be like, we take American money, but on par.
Right.
So if this bill's 120, you're giving me 120 American.
Yeah,
There's
that's what it was, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but here there's no Canadian. Like if I show a $5, if I give someone a $5 for a dollar slice,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
Whoa.
"Get that shit! I'm gonna punch you in the
Yeah,
mouth."
they would be pissed.
if that
the
blue
fuck
shit.
are you doing?
Yeah.
This is America.
But here we'll be like par. I'll take it on par, which is then they're making
Oh,
cash.
they're cleaning them
Oh,
up.
they're yeah.
Yeah, I had a
That's
dude
smart.
hit me up. He's like, dude, listen, come on down, fly down to Toronto, do a video to promote my restaurant. So I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll do it for like $2,500 and one night because I figured the flight, the hotel,
Yeah.
probably an Uber, you know. He goes, oh, no, I'll just buy you a steak, man. I'm like, dude, you think I'm going to fly to fucking Toronto for a steak,
To
bro?
promote your restaurant that you're probably going to
Yeah.
cook me the steak at.
What restaurant's this?
I don't know, some bullshit ass every cuisine too. It was one of those restaurants with every cuisine. Like
It's just
so you
a
already
Cheesecake
know
Factory?
it's not that.
Yeah, what is this?
It's like they
It's a
had
diner?
pasta, chicken nuggets. Like
Sounds like a diner to me.
we ate there when we were in town, and they comped our bill. And my buddy made a video because he's in town.
yeah,
anyways,
of course.
You know, so I guess they just thought it was the same deal, but I don't know. I like Toronto though, man. I had a good time out there. It's like a mini New York.
It is. It is. You know, Toronto. Something about Canada though, like Toronto specifically. They're like followers a little bit.
Oh
Oh, yeah, I can
They
see that.
they did Montreal, Halifax. They got their own shit going on.
Yeah.
Toronto. There's something. I don't know what it is, man. I have no idea what it
It
is.
feels like Toronto so close to the United States.
It is. It's super close.
Like you said, like Halifax, Montreal. That feels like
True.
Canada, right?
It's true that.
Toronto feels like, man, we would love to be the U.S.
Thing with and you know what? Toronto, let's say 15 years ago, it had its own little thing going on, but I don't know what happened in the last 15 years. They made all these condos. It's sort of lost a bit of its character. Yeah. So I don't know.
Feel
I still like it
trying
though.
to be like a Miami or a New York real hard now. I mean, people got money to spend out there. What about that? It seems like it reminds me so much of Buffalo too. Is that right?
No, that's bad. No, that's bad. No, nothing. Please don't do that.
Not at all.
I'll bash Toronto until we get to it is like Buffalo. Now we're done. Buffalo is horrific.
Buffalo.
I'm sorry if anybody's listening, but Buffalo's the worst city on the planet.
Buffalo is like the size of Long Island City.
It's disgusting.
And way worse.
It's horrific.
I went to Buffalo, and our buddy Luke Tuma is from Buffalo.
Yes, of course.
And I sent him pictures, and I'm like, I've never seen urban decay until I came to Buffalo. Now I get it.
My buddy moved to Buffalo because he wanted to get his green card, or sorry, his citizenship. Yeah. And you have to live in America a certain amount of times from your green card to your citizenship. But his chick lived in Toronto, and it was the closest he could. He could live in America.
Yeah, because it's like, what, right next door pretty much.
Well, like it's an hour and a half.
Yeah,
but like Niagara Falls is like right there.
Yeah.
But then, whatever. So he lived there for like 3 years. And it was, dude, I went to visit him one time and I was like, I'll never do this again. Yeah. I swear to God, it rained, it hailed, and it snowed all in one afternoon. I didn't see the sun for 4 days.
Dude,
and it's
when
like,
we were there was about a foot of snow on the ground.
Yeah, because it's like in between two lakes. They're getting two lake effects. That's why it snows all the time. Buffalo's horrific, bro.
Yeah, we were in and out pretty quick. Everywhere I go in America I don't like it. It's crazy. Like,
there's literally like 5 or 6 good cities.
There's Chicago and New York and South Beach.
Dude, I will say if
Denver's a good time.
Denver's
I've never
good.
been to Denver.
Sam, you'd like that. Denver's fun.
If you go to a place and you could go somewhere real shitty. I went to Cleveland. I had a great time.
For sure.
Because I knew a guy. I was there for one of those festivals or whatever.
Okay.
This is years ago. And one of my buddies I went to school with lives there now. So like one night we went out and he showed me like the real city. And I was like, dude, when you have a tour guide like that, you can have fun anywhere.
You know what's a good spot? We were talking about Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh.
Yeah, dude, I love Pittsburgh.
Dude, Pittsburgh is so underrated.
People got registered to carry there. When I was doing the improv, I did a joke where I'm like, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm shake a guy's hand. I'm like, oh, and now I realize how wrong it is. But I'm like, oh, this is the closest I'm gonna get to touching your woman's breast. Like, I know it's so wrong to say. It was just crowd work I do in New York. So, anyways, the bouncer was by me all night. And they're like, yeah, guy said he was gonna shoot you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, you disrespected his wife like crazy. I mean, they take shit for real in Pittsburgh, bro. So a bouncer was with us all night because of that line. Like the whole time at the club, everywhere I went, he was right behind me.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm not going to say his name, but yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. For sure.
Dude, that's where I met.
Are you drinking Coke out of a wonton soup?
My cups
takeout?
I have 2 cups and they're both dirty. I didn't wash them. So.
Come on.
You have 2 cups?
Well, I got a bunch of cups, but I like drinking out of plastic.
That's his CeeLo, man. He's got those big dogs.
I got a bunch of
like
them.
a Chinese soup container?
Yeah, I just ordered them so I could put food in them and shit,
Yeah. You wash that, though. That's sticking around. Mm-hmm. That's part of the...
Dude, I got like 30 of them in there.
That's part of the dishes.
I ordered them in bulk so I could use them as cups. You know what it was? I'm embarrassed to say, but when the bear got real popular, I was like, that looks cool. When they drink out of the kitchen.
That's what you took away from the bear.
They drink in the kitchen with those, and I go, this is fun.
You didn't think of starting to cook. You thought of drinking out of plastic.
I'm going to drink out of this cup.
I watched The Bear, and I was like, I would love to start chopping some veggies.
Me too. This is the closest I can get. I go, you know what? I'm going to be that guy.
You're a married man.
I am a married man.
Okay, think back before you were married. You had 1 cup too. Like
I had, when I was living with Scopo and Albanese, dude, we were. It was disgusting.
You guys probably had one of those ab wheels though in the corner.
We had a what's it called? Inversion table. I'd come home and someone's hanging upside down, and then one guy's eating like cereal with a fork. It was a disaster, dude.
Man, I got a bachelor pad now. I live with my buddy. It's like, dude, I don't even want to bring girls over. It's like I had a cup, I threw it away. I'm like, I don't even want nobody else using this shit.
Dude, when I met my wife now, obviously she was, when we first started dating, we were living in that place
together.
Yeah. Bro, I didn't have my bedroom didn't have a doorknob. So I just had a little hole, and I'd pop it, like I'd open it. But then when she was coming for the first time, I was like, guys, I really liked her. So I was like, we need a doorknob. So I'd go downstairs, and I was telling the landlords, I'm like, I need a doorknob. And they didn't speak English. And I was like, doorknob. I was like hitting this thing. And then they came and they installed it, luckily, right before she came. So she buddy, imagine.
Dude.
She comes, she has a real job, she's a real person.
Putting her fingers
Dude.
through.
Yeah.
I was on a date with the girl. She goes,
love
hold
it.
on a second. Let me see your hands. And she looks. She goes, no, your hands are too small. Can you imagine what a doorknob would do?
Oh,
no
you're-
doorknob. That deal breaker's hands. These girls got crazy doors. And my hands were bigger than hers.
Your hands aren't that small. My hands are
that's what-
small.
I was like, yo, what are you talking about?
Mine are small. Yeah.
She's
Mine
like,
are
yeah.
small. Yeah, I got small hands. I didn't come on this
A
podcast
doorknob
to
would
look
be a
like
deal
I have a
breaker.
small cock. So
You know,
if
the
we
girl
wouldn't
I'm
mind.
talking to now, she's like, I'm like, hey, why don't I always come uptown to your place. Why don't you come downtown to mine? I live downtown. I don't always take the train uptown. And she goes, all right. And then we're in my place for like an hour, and my roommate's walking around in his underwear. It's hot, fucking.
Jesus.
I'm like, yeah, I see why you don't come here. Like,
Of
she's a
course.
woman. She wants to be comfortable,
Of course,
yeah. So it is what it is.
living with men. I mean, need I say more? This
Well,
guy's
I mean, dude, look at
sucking
this
out of
room.
a-
What would your...
Dude, your place is nice, Doug.
Thank
No,
you.
it is.
It
Thank
is.
you.
It
But
is. It really is.
I understand that it dries up a lady if they come over here. I mean, I have a lightsaber on the wall.
That might-
The bros love
there
it.
it is.
The bros love it. The ladies,
Honestly, that might be it. I would have to take that down, but it is cool as fuck. But stand by it.
yeah, dude.
Everything's pretty. No, you got things in frames.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job here, bro. Honestly,
See,
you are.
I was telling Dylan, this is the type of right now where he is in life. He's working out, got a car, an apartment, right? Comedy's going. He's gonna find a wife and fuck all this up. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe it won't work out, but once you start getting your life in order, next thing you know, some woman wants to be in it.
They want a piece. They want a piece.
You're gonna end up getting married. No more Tuesday nights at the pair.
Well, how old are you?
36.
How old are you?
39.
Well, me and you were the same
Yeah.
age, right?
I know. I should have got married. Well, I had
no,
one girl.
I mean, are you not exhausted all the time?
I am, dude.
It's
And
it's
right
a
now, I
beautiful
feel like
thing.
I have to really focus on stand up. I mean, I'm dating a girl now, but I almost married a girl, but she comedy wasn't working out with her. She was like, couldn't stand me. Friday and Saturday nights. Those are the only 2 nights I have off. You got to take them off. It's
no,
like,
that's that's
I
tough.
was like,
Luckily,
that's the only 2 nights I make money.
yeah,
Wait,
luckily,
your girlfriend?
No, the one I'm talking to now, she's cool with it. She's real easy. She's
Wait, is
like,
this a different girl?
No, same one. No,
Say-
this
okay.
is my last girl.
she understands that you're busy on the weekends and stuff like that. So
she's
that's
cool.
nice.
She's like the girl I'm talking to now is a actually competitive pole dancer. You ever do Dan Goodman's stick a pole in it show or whatever?
No, but I know what you mean. Like I know
Yeah.
what a competitive. She's not a stripper, but
She's not a stripper, but I mean they might as well be, dude. It's like
You said it, not
You're
us.
just not making money. You know, it's, like,
it's tough. It's a tough, for sure, a tough. I don't know too much
it's
competitive
the same as
pole
comedy,
dancing.
Really, like I'm realizing that's why she's so supportive of comedy. They do the same shit. They do like shows. They get paid. Like she'll go do a show for like $75 on a Saturday night, and
God.
she's got same thing. She's got fans. Like all these gay dudes come out
For sure.
She's got like 30 gay friends, and her excuse always is like, "Oh, he's not gonna do nothing. He's gay." Like I called. There's a dude over her apartment, and I'm like, by that standard, I should be allowed to hang out with every girl in New York. Like,
Yeah.
they're not gonna do nothing with me either.
Yeah.
It's like, she's got just tons of gay friends that all pole dance. They,
Dude, can you imagine breaking in the scene doing pole dancing open mics? Like,
That's a
Jesus
I
tough.
just
Christ.
watched it, dude. I've seen a couple of them. They had the amateur did one move and hurt his fucking leg because he didn't have heels on. They're telling him you can't do a nip tuck without heels. You know, the instructor's watching them. It's like comedy class. You get an instructor that didn't make it.
I
and they
can't believe that this is now your secondary life, though. That
It is. I
when
gotta
you're
go
taking your
support.
days off of stand-up comedy around the most mentally unhinged people, you're now watching arguably top 5 other mentally
Yeah.
unhinged people. I feel like
Most
you know.
He's getting deep into the pole dancing scene.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're probably ripped.
It's
they're
a
probably
whole
got
scene.
a great core.
They do. I mean,
Yeah.
these girls are in shape. A lot of upper body strength.
For sure.
Like, for these real good pole
I don't know,
dancers.
dude. You remember Lizzo? Lizzo was like...
She was a pole dancer. I know who Lizzo is.
Dude, I kept seeing... This is like during COVID. She was like pole dancing in her backyard. And like she had like a pole set up, so you don't gotta be
Well, it
in great
depends on
shape.
the moves
Yeah.
you're doing.
You could be a big old lady,
He's
big
taking
old
this.
broad.
He's taking this seriously. Well, now let's
Like,
pump the brakes
well,
here. It
listen,
all
guys,
depends
yeah.
on
I
what your
tried doing one
movements
of
are.
the moves. She has one in her apartment. I made a comedy sketch. Like I was like, let's do it like you're dating a male pole dancer. You come over, you see the stripper pole. Dude, I pulled my fucking back out trying to hang upside down with my legs spread.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You've never been on a pole in years, Dom. Of course you've hurt your back. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah,
course.
they're wild with it though, man. The pole dancing community, they just it's a whole thing, man. They have like these 3-hour one-on-one sessions, and it is like these dudes are fucking. It's all dudes that teach it and do it. A lot of gay jack dudes teaching it.
It is obviously like amazing exercise, right? Like I know a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
people who
gotta
go
be,
and
yeah.
they do pole dancing because they're like it's a phenomenal workout.
Yeah.
But like
Core,
outside
legs,
of being a trainer for it, I don't know where the career takes you.
Yeah, the tickets are $50 a show.
Holy
They're doing
smokes.
better than comedy.
Wow.
Dude,
Oh,
sold
everyone
out,
is.
too.
Everyone's doing better than comedians.
Sold out. 100 people, $55 a ticket.
Wrestlers, I would say, are the only people doing worse than comedians.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
even
are right.
magicians, dude. Magicians,
For sure.
Kill it.
My mom got me and my brothers and my sister-in-law tickets this Christmas to go to one of these like backdoor magic shows. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal.
It was so cool.
Was there like a dinner? Was it like
Dude,
a thing?
yes.
Okay.
You sit
See?
at a table, right? They bring in like food, dinner. They do like shows. So it's almost like a comic's going up, but then like a magician comes to your table, sits down and does like private show.
Oh, that's
basically.
sick.
So it's like 7 of you and everyone has a different specialty. Like some of them are like close up, like steal your watch kind of magic.
Yes.
Some of them are card guys where they'll do all these card tricks and then you're like, oh, this is in my pocket. That's wild, dude.
I just heard a
You know?
story about a magician on a cruise ship who. So the trick was that he was going to go and pickpocket. He pickpocketed the guy.
Yeah.
And then the end he was going to reveal, that he had the thing. But in the middle of the pickpocket to the reveal, the alarm went off. The fire alarm. So everyone
shit.
fucked off from the show. And now this guy had this guy's credit card. So he had to go and find him on the ship. And he's like, hey, bro, like I pickpocketed you during the show. Here's your credit card. So he had to find this guy. He had to track him down.
That's
and the guy was
so
like,
funny.
thanks, I guess.
I heard a story.
This is a weird reveal. I get that during a show it's probably nice, but
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
horrible.
I heard a story about a comic on a cruise ship that bombed so bad, like in a negative way, like he's threatening guests, getting racist,
Oh, wow.
And they were up in like Juneau, Alaska, where there's no like, people are ready to kill this guy.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
leave his room, right? I don't know what he said, but I guess it was real racist,
You can say it.
No,
Was it the N-word?
Probably, or whatever. It was something towards like somebody's wife, some black girl, like just
shit.
derogatory racist shit, right? They had to have a helicopter come get this fucking dude off the ship because it's like Juneau, Alaska. There's no cars or whatever. Like, so dude, can you imagine you bomb that bad? And they said a fucking rope, a chopper's like up, and they drop a rope, and this dude got to climb the rope like real
like
late
a
at night.
Marine?
Like a fucking
Navy
Marine
SEAL?
from bombing on the ship.
Well, that's more than a bomb, though.
Then you're
That's
fucked.
like...
Dude, imagine you're on a helicopter. Like, you gotta get roped off a fucking helicopter. And yeah, that's more than a bomb, but
How much did that cost? He's never working again.
oh, dude, that
He's
dude
done.
got fired instantly. They got all these rules now. Like, even me, dude, I can't even book a damn. They say adult show, and it's like, old people adult. Like, oh, my balls are in the toilet. That's like the max of the.
Yeah,
adult show.
yeah, for sure.
I'm up there like, yeah, 17's legal in Jersey. They're like, yeah, we're canceling 7 dates from you. I hated doing the fucking cruise ship.
You're done. You're done with them.
I feel like magic on a cruise ship would have been good.
For sure.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I picked the wrong gig. You
Or
know,
the
you want to
people
be
that-
on stage now, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll think of a career in comedy. Go with magic.
Or guitar,
sure.
dude.
Be a musician, dude. Like,
100%.
These comics on the cruise ships that get booked the most, they have a guitar, and their whole act is tuning their guitar. They've learned the beginning of 4 songs, and they just fucking tune. 30 minutes, you're done. It's like, gotta do no material. You're not pissing nobody off.
Yeah. No, I get it though.
That's
I
your
understand. You're on a cruise ship. I get it. You want to port in a nice city or a port
Yeah.
and have a little rum.
Right,
And
little
you want to
something,
listen to some guy do okay stuff. You don't want anybody going up there and being like, "This country's divided."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
fuck me.
all cruise ships and casinos, all it is a
Yeah.
little entertainment
Yeah.
to make them forget that they're either on a boat or that they just lost a ton of money.
100%.
And then forget enough to be like, wow, this is bad, that they go
Yeah.
back and they're like, I'll lose some more money instead of watching this.
Casino gigs are arguably the worst. They're the worst gigs of all time. Because no one's there. No one has won and goes to the show.
Yeah.
No one's like, I'm on a heater. Let's take a break from this, from the luckiest I've ever been in my life, and watch 3 rejects go and do comedy. It's a nightmare.
Dude,
I had one, I don't know which casino it was, but it's set up in the middle. It's like upstate New York where the Indian reservations are and shit.
Yeah.
Bro, so they just had you in the center. You're surrounded by slot machines. Bro,
People are playing.
The mic's
Dude,
quiet.
you're in the round.
Dude,
Oh,
you're in the
that's
round.
nice, dude.
It's
Yeah.
fucking bing, 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 bing. I never get booked again. The guy's like, yeah, man. He goes, your presence wasn't really strong up there. I'm like, dude, I couldn't. I had like a Mr. Mic. It didn't even
Yeah,
work.
who the
I'm like,
fuck are you?
bro,
Like,
$350 to bring an opener too.
No.
That's the going right. This was like 10 years ago, but
Wow.
I'll turn that shit down now. It's like, oh,
Of
it's
course.
the middle of a casino. Oh, I'm good.
it's not worth the money.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
it would have to be a good amount of money for you to.
Dude, I'll be honest. I'll hop on a plane right now for like $1,500. I'll go somewhere if they're
To
giving
bomb.
me a hotel to bomb.
Yeah, no, 1,500's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
For sure.
Dude, I just
But
turned down a
350.
show. Not to interrupt, but did you take this show?
Oh, so no, the dude's paying me.
This is crazy, dude. Dom missed the last episode, so I recorded with our buddy Sham. You know Sham?
Maybe.
Supermanian, Indian guy, long hair.
Maybe.
Super funny. Dude, I get a message from this guy in Queens who's like, hey, I'm reaching out to see if you're interested in a show. And I was like, sure. What are the details? Dude, it ends up being a bringer. He's
And
like,
I
you
already
can bring
knew about this.
3 to
He
5.
sent it to me.
Blah, blah, blah. I ended up telling him, like, after we went back and forth for a while, and he's like getting angry. He's like, you don't want people to come and see you? And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to confirm if it's a bringer or not. And he's like, yeah, it is. What's the problem? Or you could buy a table for yourself to perform. And I was like, okay, I'm not interested. And then I was like, but actually, I have a buddy who might be interested.
Being funny, right?
I go, you should hit up my friend Colin Chamberlain.
Okay, hilarious.
I send the profile, and he's like, perfect, awesome. Haven't heard anything from Colin. This was like a week and a half ago.
He ignored this message.
yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
So now I already knew about this. He
Okay.
sent me the flyer.
Yeah.
And it's like, looks like it's going to be some bullshit.
Nightmare.
Ghetto
course.
type shit,
Nightmare.
right? So so the guy hits me up, and the guy just sends me the flyer and doesn't say nothing.
No
So-
words?
Yeah, no words, just the flyer. So I go,
That's nuts.
Are you asking me to do the show? And then he goes, yeah, are you available? I go, what's it paying? How much time do you want me to do? So he goes, oh, well, you get paid by the amount of people you bring. I was like, oh, no. I said, I'll come down. I'll kill it for 15 minutes for $100. And he's like, all right, bet.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a businessman right here.
I should
Yeah.
have said that. Damn it. dude.
In Canada, there's this company that they have clubs, and then they book out private shows too, right? So they sent an email one time that said, "Does anyone have like a doorman suit? Because they want this particular party wanted someone dressed as a doorman or someone who looked like security
Yeah.
in a dunk tank, and they wanted to be roasted while they're throwing the balls at you, right? They're like, oh, look at this fat loser. And then they're like, they hit you. And I guess
Yeah.
there's like, whatever. And everyone was like, instead of like reply just to the thing, everyone was replying all like, fuck off. Like, are you fucking stupid? I'm a professional comedian. I'm not going in a dunk tank.
I would be like, yeah, how much?
Here's the best part. The booker was an old comedian.
Yeah.
So he was like, if anyone just has a suit, and he took the gig. He got a fucking a doorman suit, and he went. That's how pathetic Canadian entertainment is. He got the suit, and he was in a dunk tank. Can you imagine your fucking manager booker is just in a dunk tank? Like, oh, nice arm. Just going underwater.
Dude, I was
pathetic.
talking to a guy.
1,000%, I would do that show. If someone reached out to me right now,
It was
I would
not good. It was like minimal money. There's no ride. Like, there was a lot of things that didn't make this show like
yeah.
desirable.
Yeah.
And the dunk tank part was the last of that. It was hell, dude.
Also, you're gonna be soaked.
Comedy in Canada is a nightmare, bro. It is a nightmare.
I've heard some bad stuff.
They're like 150, no hotel, 4 hours away. You're
Right.
performing in a tree stump. People may or may not come. There's a bunch of wolves. And if you look 4 bushes down, there might be an old bottle of Jameson for you to chug before the show. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
What about, when I was
Horrible.
there, I don't know if I'm mistaken or what, but people kept showing me, the other people kept showing me on their phone that, I don't know, maybe it was the TikTok thing, but they can't watch American news and can't, is that true or what is?
That I don't, there might be stuff on TikTok that's American that's banned.
But you could look up CNN in Toronto. And
Oh,
see
yeah,
American
yeah,
news.
for sure.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, dude, it's not China.
I think they were showing me TikTok.
I think the TikTok thing there is something with TikTok, like
Because
particularly
I was like,
with
yeah, I
TikTok.
wasn't sure if you guys can't watch American news over there. I'm like, how can
No,
you have
we
any
can.
political?
Dude, we can and we will. We do it all the
Is
time.
that what you guys do?
It's
Just sit
fun.
there and shit on America?
All the time, but Canadian news is not.
You know
Canadian news is news, unfortunately. Like
Yeah.
they hit you
So
with
is
facts.
everywhere else in the world.
Yeah. That's like when people are like, "Oh, Canada, you're free healthcare." I'm like, everywhere has free healthcare. We're just the freest next to you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you in North Korea and Syria. You got to pay for a fucking
Traveling.
broken arm.
Dude, I just saw Ben Askren, the UFC fighter?
Yeah, okay.
Ben Askren needs like some life-saving lung replacement with surgery.
Okay,
And
from a fight.
Something. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but like I just saw this, and apparently they're doing a GoFundMe because his insurance that he pays for is like, yeah, we're not covering that.
Okay, but not to get political here, the American, if you do have the insurance here, it is a lot better than just Canadian free
you guys have
healthcare.
to- wait
Insurance
forever.
is
Forever.
very good
If
when
you have it. Correct.
But you telling me that this guy who's made
Yeah.
probably millions,
Maybe he's a cheap fuck, and he's just
Maybe.
not on his insurance.
and
I don't
has
know.
probably spent it all.
Maybe.
like,
But
if make
that
a
fighter
million or
millions
two-
is different because
Yeah.
I remember I had one. I used to box.
Yeah,
pro.
yeah.
The most I made was 2,500. It was actually in Pittsburgh and a huge place. 2,500. By the time everything was said and done, I made like $300. Like you have a trainer, a manager, you have your corner, you have travel, you have to cover the hotel. Like those UFC guys. I get it. Millions is a big number, but if he's got a manager, an agent, you'd be surprised.
He might be just trying to cut corners on his insurance and stuff like that, but that is crazy. That's nuts.
You get
for sure.
30% of that number.
He'll
Whenever
get
you-
that. He'll get that.
He'll get it.
They'll raise the money for
Well,
him.
under
for
the
sure.
under the thing, it was like Andrew Tate replied and was like, "Someone put me in touch with Ben Askren. I'll pay for it."
Okay.
And
yeah.
Tate's just bullshitting for the
Yeah.
publicity.
Yeah, for the likes, for sure.
You know what? I saw that. I'll never do any follow up. I go, "What a good guy."
Yeah,
Wow.
You're about
offering to pay.
Yeah, you're about
Speaking
to
of
put
UFC,
$3 in, and you're like,
I don't know if you
delete.
guys were following this, but I would have loved to see. You know how they're doing all the influencer boxing matches, the Jake Pauls,
Correct.
and all that shit. And
He
dude,
just won. He just fought, right?
I think he lost though.
No, he won. He won. He
Oh,
won.
did he won?
Yeah, he
Oh
won.
shit, that's what's up. And that's a tough fighter he fought, Chavez, right?
I think so. I think he's old though, right? A little bit.
Yeah, but still, that motherfucker was bad back in
Yeah.
the day. But dude, I would have liked to see. Are you following? You guys probably aren't following, but the Liver King Joe Rogan thing.
Am I following?
I'm not, but I've seen it. But
Yeah,
I thought the Liver King was
That would
dead.
have been the fight.
Dude, he looks dead. He looks like he
No, he's
died
alive.
and came back to life.
He got arrested because he challenged Joe Rogan to I guess whatever Rogan was talking shit about him. Rogan's like, he goes, yeah, you guys hear about this guy, the Liver King? He puts his asshole in the sun and sunbathes his asshole.
Yeah.
And then the Liver King's like, yeah, that's a fictitious story, Joe.
Dude.
He's like, I'm coming to Austin.
Dude, so the whole story, because he got famous.
Yeah,
Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
Liver King got famous because he just came out and he's jacked. He's huge. He's
Okay.
like 56 years old,
But he's
massive
5'2".
guy. Yeah, is he? He might be. But
So
he's
is he a bodybuilder though, or is he
beefy.
just like
He was on steroids.
I guess
an
but
Instagram bodybuilder or something?
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
bodybuilder
Got
where
it.
he would then eat
Tomahawk
like a
steaks and
cow
liver.
head.
Okay.
And he would pick and eat raw eggs.
take the eyes
and
out
he's like, this is
Yeah.
how I got so big. I'm all natural.
Liver
Eat
King
raw
here.
liver and all this stuff. Scamming.
Yeah.
And Rogan early on was like, it's ridiculous. This
Okay.
guy is so juiced up on steroids. It's impossible to get that physique
Yeah.
at that age. And then it eventually comes out obviously he's on steroids.
Yes.
He issues an apology. The whole social media kind of falls off. And then now it's been I guess he's been obsessed with Rogan and trying to get on the show, trying to do the podcast. And Rogan's like, yeah, I got no interest.
Yeah.
And ignoring him and shit. So he goes on a 3-day bender where he's just like
threatening them.
Posting these weird videos at like 2, 3 in the morning being like, Joe, I'm coming for you. I'm coming. This is men. Men are fighting. And then he shows up, dude. He shows up in Austin. And he's like, I'm here to find you. And like, dude, I guess he dropped something off at the mothership, like a box or something. People thought it was a bomb, apparently. And he ends up getting arrested, gets a restraining order against him. And like,
yeah, you got a better shot of like, taking a swing at Trump than at Rogan.
Right.
You got like, that guy's got
that
armed
fight.
Navy SEALs
Dude.
protecting the club.
Yeah, no.
And then he's like a killer. Like
Yeah.
he could kill you.
No,
I would
I
have loved to see those two in an octagon, though. It would have been crazy to see Joe come up. But why would he
Rogan
ever
has
do
to go
it?
fully bankrupt for. He's got to
it's
lose.
like, why would he ever risk getting hurt? It's like, that's what? Fuck it. What type of money could he make from that?
Yeah, I know nothing about the Liver King, but it sounds like this isn't going to go down.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like
restraining
Rogan.
order, 200 yards.
No, he's like in the middle of a manic episode.
Yeah,
it's
for
basically
sure.
a guy in a manic episode, which I said is probably the best chance he actually has of getting on Rogan.
Yeah.
Like if this turns out to be drug/mental
Yeah.
breakdown, and then he like goes to jail, maybe in like a year or so, maybe Rogan will have him on and be like,
When
"Dude,
he has
what
some
happened?"
sense in him,
Yeah,
he's like, bro.
hey, what happened? Can we talk about like why you went crazy? And he's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I ate too much liver and it fucked up my brain. Like something. I would listen to that episode.
Dude, I'm so far removed from like what the Rogan and because I'm married now and I like just want to like I have a garden. I just like normal stuff.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I'd be investigating. I'd be like, this is the craziest thing ever. Now I'm just calling my friends and I'm just like, hey, what bench do you have in that backyard? I'd love to own the same one. Like, being normal now is so fucking cool
Trying
to
to
me.
build
It's
a
crazy.
gazebo.
I
Oh
can't
my God,
even
yeah.
imagine being normal right now. Like, my finances are so up and down some months. I'm like, I told this girl I'm talking to, I only have $3,000 to my name. And she's like, why? I'm like, she's like, you're like 40 years old. You got to retire soon. I'm like,
You gotta retire soon.
Well, that means that, that's a little bit of a compliment. That means that these women sort of care about you or they're interested to some extent.
They
Why?
see it.
Well, dude, I've had
They
a
see
girl.
it.
She got so serious. I was joking with her. She's seen my stand up, and like I joke about being dumb, which I am not that smart. But she starts asking me like math equations, and there was one I didn't. It was like 7 times 14. It's like, who the fuck knows that one? Like she couldn't believe I didn't know it.
That's
I can't do that, dude.
Yeah, that's 98, I
It's-
believe.
No, it's 7 times 14 is 70.
Right? She's like, you really don't
one-
know
it's-
that?
it-
Did you say 98?
Yeah,
I think it's 98.
Yeah, it's 98 because it's 1, 4,
Oh, yeah,
7,
4. Yeah, you
8
did the
is
quick
2, 7, 98.
4 times 7. I
7
didn't
times
know.
4, 28.
I
7
think I
times
just
10,
guessed.
70,
I closed my eyes
98.
and I seen 116. I was like, it's 116.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Just close your eyes and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I like that. I like just you coming to 116. You pass out for 3 seconds standing up. 116.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great character. Like dumb Rain Man. Just the confidence of Rain Man.
always wrong.
But he's always wrong.
116.
I don't know.
3,700.
I don't know how you get to that state to pass out and still stand and then always be wrong. It's unbelievable.
She was so shocked. She's like, I can't believe you don't
You're
know
smart,
4th
though.
grade math.
You're very smart.
You think
You're
so?
not in like the traditional way of education or finance, but because I'm sort of that same way. Like, I don't think I'm stupid, but if you put me under the umbrella of how you like determine intelligence,
Yeah.
full retard.
Yeah.
No money, bad at, didn't graduate high school. Technically I'm dumb, but I feel like if shit were to go down in the real world, I would actually know what
Yeah,
was
that's
going
true.
on.
Yeah, you got a garden.
I got
Oh,
a
you could eat
garden,
those
not
peppers.
I got peppers. I should have brought a pepper for you
What
guys.
you're growing peppers, green peppers? What-
I'm growing. The jalapenos ain't coming in, but
Spicy,
I wish I
spicy
had a
peppers.
fucking garden. What
Everyone
takes
does.
time, though?
yeah, it's tough. My
What's your
tomatoes are
favorite
in the
thing
sun
to-
too
oh,
hard.
tomatoes.
You want to hear something wild? My cousin is a vegetable scientist. I can't get a hold of him right now because he's in Italy, but my tomatoes are crumbling in front of my eyes.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, Val, I need you. And he's not responding to me. The only time I need this guy, he's not responding to me.
What a family emergency. I,
remember my
got an
grandmother-
emergency.
Dude, there's nothing like raiding a garden. My grandmother used to have like zucchini. I think she had
It's phenomenal,
tomatoes,
right?
Peppers, yeah.
I know.
You get a little salt shaker, some, I don't know, cucumbers. Can you grow that in the garden?
You could definitely grow cucumbers in the garden. I'm not, but you
My
definitely
dad
can.
grew watermelon once, but it only got to like this big.
Yeah.
You know, I guess
You
it's
need a
hard in
sufficient
Ohio.
amount of space.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't have that, the watermelon I think is going to grow to the amount that of space it needs.
Oh, it makes
Not to
sense.
get into a gardening.
Damn, look at you all
mood
green
here.
thumb. What is,
Correct.
did you put manure in there though? Like, is that how they do that shit?
Yes,
My
there's a
grandmother
little.
would put
There's a
manure
little.
in there.
There's a little manure. Yeah,
Dude, you're
Yeah,
gonna
for
go
sure.
full blown, just like no more shits in the toilet. We're bringing them out to the garden.
I'm not.
composting.
I'm not sure human shit in the garden is what gets the nutrients going. I think it is cow shit, but
Is it?
I could be wrong.
But you could buy
I don't
it
know,
from like
dude.
a
I
Home
saw-
Depot. I think.
for sure, but
I
I'm not
saw the
shitting in my
Martian.
garden.
I saw the Martian, dude. He shit and grew potatoes, dude, on Mars.
I pissed outside maybe a couple months ago
That
because I was
definitely helps.
Dude,
my
just
dog was
the
pissing and I was
flex-
drunk.
The flex of having
So
a
fun.
yard in New York.
I know, it's
Like,
crazy,
you go
right?
Out there barefoot. Do you have to cut your grass?
We don't have grass.
How'd you do the garden? You just
It's just there's like there's I don't know like
Potters?
yeah, there's just like a garden
Oh,
area, but there's no grass.
I just keep
Oh,
thinking
gotcha.
about my tomatoes are crumbling
They're
before my eyes.
crumbling, dude. They're turning white.
no. I wish I could have a garden, dude. I miss that. I want
My
to grow
wife,
all
my
food.
wife was on Zillow and she found this place in like. Shit, that's what happens when you're with someone who's intelligent and has like
yeah.
responsibility.
Ladies, dude.
They're unbelievable.
I
These
got
women are
such a hookup
unbelievable.
right now, dude. It's like I don't even want to leave my place. It's a piece of shit, but it's a rent controlled apartment. My roommate is there like 3 days a month. It's $900 a month. I'm in Hell's Kitchen.
That's great.
It's a piece of shit apartment.
That's
but
tough though. $9 in Hell's Kitchen's tough to walk away from.
I can never walk away from that.
Where are you?
At
Like
least
10
for a
like
year.
10th, 9th,
No,
out west?
9th. I'm right 46th and 9th, man.
Oh, that's a
$900 a month. That's everything. Utilities, fucking internet.
That's a spot for $9
Yeah.
bills, dude. That
and the
area's
dude's never there because
bopping.
I don't know, for whatever reason. He plays guitar. He's real good at guitar. You might actually remember him. He did comedy. He's still in and out of comedy. Zach Rynier.
I don't know, Zach.
Funny, dude, like you, dude. Funny storyteller, bro. And I'm always like, I'm always mad he doesn't do as much stand up. He's in and out. He's more into the guitar.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, like your stories are fucking gold. If I had I got stories, but there's people.
You
that
got stories,
I
man.
got some stories.
Your
but
stories are wild.
This dude's got the funny one. He told me is I don't even know if I can. I don't want to like do a bit if he's doing it, but he's like, so I'm living with him, and dude, I fucking the third night there, I come home bleeding. I got jumped. Like I don't know if you guys remember the cut.
I love
had.
how he's about to tell a story, and he goes, "We want to hear the crazier story about him coming home bleeding."
Well, it's like
Yeah,
3 days
a little
there.
bit.
I'm drunk. I come home bleed. Yeah, so I was leaving my neighborhood. I just moved in Hell's Kitchen. I just moved in his place, and I'm over by Rudy's. You know, the free hot dog
Yeah,
spot on
yeah.
9th. Real wreck of a bar. Some guy. I'm a little buzzed, and I'm cocky. When I forget that I'm a tiny
So you did
man.
say something.
I did. I mean,
Okay.
this dude grabs this girl's arms. He's like, "Listen, we're leaving." I'm like, "Bro, what, you
Okay,
think
okay.
you're scaring a fucking girl, bro? You look like a dickhead." I was so nonchalant, you know. And the girl gets me. She's like, "Why don't you mind your fucking business?" So now
Jesus.
I'm drunk. I was like, "I was standing up for you, you dumb fucking bitch." And then before I know it, one of his boys grabs me from behind, slams me on the cement, knocks me out cold. Dude, I wake up, somebody's dragging me out of the street. I'm covered in fucking beer. I guess these people must have poured beer on me or something.
Oh my God.
Jesus
And
Christ.
dude, so I go home. This is the third day. This is the second time seeing my roommate ever. Face bleeding. I'm washing it in the sink. And then I'm like, "Yeah, dude." I said, "Man, I'm sorry, man." I was like, I was like, "You probably this is crazy." He goes, "No." And then I think I had left music on, or my alarm was going off, and I left and came back. There was like 2 or 3 little things that were fucked up. I accidentally left the fridge door open. It didn't close all
were
the way.
concussed.
Right. So I was like, "Dude, I'm probably the worst roommate you ever had." He goes, "No, dude." He goes, "You want to hear a story about a bad roommate?" He's like, he goes, "Right here." He goes, "There was a picture on this wall and I couldn't stand it." He goes, "There was this picture on the wall and the roommate just wouldn't take it down." I'd be like, "Yeah, that picture's been up for a year. Maybe we should switch it up or something." And he goes, and he just left it up. And, he goes, son, one day I just take the fucking picture and just bang it on the ground and break it in front of him. And I'm stepping on it for 10 minutes straight. And he's like, "That's a bad roommate." He's telling me a story about himself. I'm like, "Bro, you got to tell that on stage, bro."
I love that.
That's such
That
a
is
funny. You would
insane.
never think it would be him.
You're like, and did the guy like start eating the glass? And he's like, no, he was pretty calm about everything. I was
he
breaking his
showed me
property.
on the floor. He's like, right here. See the break in the tile? That's from me. I'm like, oh.
What the hell kind of picture was this?
I think it was like his grandmother's family heirloom. It was like a painting of their great grandfather or something from like Romania.
This guy can't. Leave this guy out of comedy. We've got enough lunatics. Yeah. He's gonna kill me
I
if
think
he
I
hears
butchered
this.
the story a little bit, but
Comedy does not need that guy. I'll
A
tell you that.
Romanian heirloom. This guy people's elbowed it in the living room. Just
How do you like
shattered it.
that?
But no, he just got all these funny ass stories with
God damn.
Some people just got them. Me, dude, I got.
You got
rare.
a couple. Your
They come in
stories
my
are.
pocket, yeah.
Your stories are wild though. Sometimes I hear some of your stories. I'm like, this guy's. Where the fuck is this guy from?
Every time I talk to Dom, I'm like, "How are you alive? What is
It's crazy.
happening? Yeah.
You've got like 9 lives, bro. Like
You know, I
you're.
had a lot of years of drinking, and I think that caused a lot of the stories. I don't know if you ever had. Of
course they did.
Doing the comedy, you know that you get the story from drinking. When you're eating when you have a little, with club soda, you're not going to get a story that night. But you're
No.
triple shot of whiskey. Of
course.
You're getting a story.
You're getting the story.
Oh yeah, you jump into things head first, no fear, of course.
No fear.
Yeah, no. My drinking days are pretty. Well, I'm still drinking, but not to the extent of
Not
like
crazy.
not
You've
crazy.
matured.
I have that thing I got that thing in my head now that tells me when to go home.
Yeah.
Where I'm like fucking
Now, how many
buzzed.
mistakes did it take to get that?
A couple mistakes.
For me, I do way better when I have like a girlfriend as a probation officer. It's like
For sure.
See, right now I go home by myself. I could come home bloody, one shoe on. It doesn't matter. But if I have to get the story straight before I come home, you wash your face in the sink. You're like, okay, this is what happened. The Uber broke down.
Yeah, no. You can't pull that shit when you have someone.
gotta have a wife.
Yeah, when you have a wife, they know.
Did you ever have a night
Everything.
where you're like, "Oh boy,
I just threw my marriage away. Let's
This
tell
is
it
too
on the
much
pod."
drinking."
With my wife?
No, just in general.
Oh yeah.
You get plenty of those, I'm sure.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just
I had one,
coming
like,
to New
6
York from
months ago.
Toronto.
6 months ago.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I had one. We were. This was like, I don't even know. It was, Adam Gully? It was
Yes.
his birthday.
Okay.
And
Well,
we were doing
already
karaoke at Rice K.
Things are
drinking all day.
things are off to a bad start.
I ended up getting in to an altercation because Gully starts singing Creed. And I'm like, dude,
Christian
want
rock
it.
band.
I want it. I want to be up there with him. And this guy was sitting down with the microphone. And I was pretty drunk, but I just walk over and I take the mic from him because I'm like, this is Gully's song. It's my friend's song. I'm.
So
doing
Gully
it with
was
him.
not singing,
He was.
but this guy was also singing with Gully.
They have 2 mics.
Okay.
So, have you ever done Rice K karaoke?
No.
Saturday night, 10 o'clock, the best karaoke.
This is-
in the
That's
city.
such a racist name for karaoke.
Yeah, it really is.
Rice K, dude. It's great.
So
right up there.
So this guy didn't know Gully. Like these are
No,
two
no.
different guys singing karaoke.
Yeah, Gully was saying. I find out after that they both requested the same song.
Oh, okay. So we got that.
And
okay.
then just were like, oh, we'll just do it together, I guess.
So
So
you
the
ripped.
dude's already pissed.
So I walk over and I just take the mic from him, and he stands up and pushes me, and I'm
As-
like,
as he
wasted.
should.
Yeah, and I just push him back in the chair. Damn. And then we're kind of like in the thing while Gully's singing like, "Can you take me higher?" That's like in the background. Dude.
He has no idea.
Yeah,
that you
he's
guys
just
are-
he's like doing that like watching kind of, but like just focused on the song. Ray shows up. Ray had had a spot, so he drank with us in the beginning, left, and then came back right as this is happening. He's not really drunk. And he comes over and just gets in the middle, pulls me away,
Yeah,
pulls
yeah,
him
yeah.
away. He's like, whoa, 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 why are we fighting in
Yeah, yeah.
karaoke?
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
sober,
Exactly.
Has his head about him.
Yeah, for sure.
So he walks back over to the table, and from what I understand is Gully's girlfriend is sitting there, and Ray's like, what the fuck just happened? And she goes, oh boy, it's look. And Ray turns around, and me and the guy are now sitting at the bar together, arms around each other, just drinking. We immediately became friends.
Someone's got to
after that.
Someone's got to email Creed's PR and be like, get back together.
Get the band going.
Immediately became friends, and then Ray was like, okay, why don't I walk you home? And I was like, okay. I find out the next day I just left without him. I woke up in my bed. I was like, I got to take some time off, I think.
Dude, the worst
Hey,
is
at least you
when-
guys sort of. patched
worst is when you're out
Me and my boy.
partying, it's a fun time, and then next thing you know, you wake up in your bed.
That is the worst. That feeling of
What time is
anxiety,
it?
bro.
Where's my
What
phone?
happened?
Your pants are on backwards. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
That
47 missed calls.
Oh my god, that's the worst. Like when you scroll through, like
Dude,
we've
doing
all.
shows on the road too.
Oh my god, scrolling through your phone the next day or Instagram,
I can't
and
even look.
and seeing if you did anything or
Text
said
messages
anything.
I've sent.
Oh, I know it's
It's
terrifying.
crazy. This is the first girl
It's
that
terrifying.
I dated that's not a psychopath like me.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I'm
yes,
a
yes.
fucking lunatic. If you're not screaming at each other, I hate your guts. I feel like that's every relationship I had. Say evil shit, be a dickhead. Dude, I went back. She's like, you were like blackout drunk last night. I know you were. She goes, because these messages and this and that. I knew I was too. I was like, no, I was pretty fucked up. I'm scrolling through the messages, and she's so normal. She's like, well, I don't know why you're taking this aggression out on me. And I'm just like, you dumb fucking bitch.
No,
Oh, Dom.
She's like, I'm at your apartment just waiting for you because you told me to come. And I'm like, dude, I still feel so much like shit. Like, I don't know why. I got jealous. You know, what happened was I'm meeting her friends. She's a trainer. She's a pole dancer.
yeah.
All her friends are these jack dudes. And I got a little insecure. I got jealous. Like, we go out, it's like 7 dudes that are just fucking ripped, you know? And I got a little jealous, you know? I was like, you know,
Hey, look, you admit
Comes out.
you admit your insecurities though. That's a step.
I could
for
admit
sure.
it. Well, it was like a build up to the whole thing. I was like, hey, like this dude, like trainers don't make any money. So I buy a round of drink. I'm a comedian. I don't make money either.
Yeah.
So it's like 80 or $100 worth of drinks for the girls, all her friends. I'll buy girls drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, I'll buy you guys drinks. I never met this guy in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't even shake his hand yet. He comes up to me, oh, and I'm getting a vodka soda. And I'm like, okay, well, go ahead and order it. You know, fuck, I ain't buying you a drink.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
not
spent
bankrolling.
$100 on all these girls.
Yeah,
like, you should
absolutely.
thank me for that. I bought his girl a drink. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Saying, you know, either way, he's just staring at me the whole, like for an hour, just rating my pupils. And I know it's because I didn't buy him a drink, but I start getting in my head. I tell my girl, I'm like, hey, this dude's staring at me. Did you guys have a thing? He won't quit looking at me. She's like, you're being crazy. And I think that's what did it.
Jeez.
I was like, oh, she thinks I'm there. They obviously had a thing.
Oh, you want to see crazy?
Bro, this
I'll get
dude's
crazy.
staring at me like this the whole time, 1 hour, doesn't even look away. I'm like, babe, you could see he's looking. She even looks, he's looking directly at me. She's like, yeah, you're crazy. And then I was like, oh, fuck you, you know.
Wow, but you guys are still together.
We
You
made up
guys-
the next day. You know.
Okay,
I felt
okay.
like the biggest.
Of course.
Like it's my fault. It's not even the alcohol for me. It's I'm an asshole. I've always had toxic relationships. I don't know. Maybe I need to seek therapy, or I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
But
Dude, it's not a Troublemakers episode unless at the end Dom goes, maybe AA or therapy is the move.
I know my father's always telling me, he goes, look, my therapist just really wants you to give her a call. I told her some
Oh, your
things.
dad goes to therapy.
Yeah, it changed.
Oh, that's
him
cool.
Big time. They did a thing with my dad. He started having seizures, and they ran a brain scan on him and found out he's mentally insane. They're like, yeah, they told us, they're like, brain waves when you're insane look like this, and then when you're normal, they look like this.
But that's not the like diagnosis. Is you're mentally insane.
They took his driver's license, all this shit. He got his license back, but yeah, he can't work ever again. They're like, hey, you're insane. You can't hold down a job. And I'm like, I always knew
think
my dad was a little
Yeah,
nuts.
you're right. I don't think insane is the medical term.
Yeah, but I think my dad's mentally insane, but he's not technically by the medical community or the law. But I think he is through
Yeah.
my eyes.
He probably faked the test and got by. I think my dad was just being honest because he didn't give a fuck no more. He had like a seizure. He had a seizure, and then they started running all these tests and finding all these problems with him.
Oh,
But
man.
no, it helped him out a lot. I mean, he's fine. But he was a badass when we were growing up. Like my brother went to the military, and my brother's like laughing at every drill sergeant. Like when we're in war in Iraq, my brother's like, bro, you ain't scaring me. Cause
Yeah.
like, I'm used to my father was a lunatic.
Yeah.
But I think it's, I think I might be insane. I'll be honest with you. Maybe some Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. Who knows?
What a podcast to come on, guys.
Jesus.
Thanks for bringing me here. Where
guys
Dom
don't get
finds out that he's bipolar.
Yeah.
Jesus, Murphy.
Well, you guys can always go back to this episode and be like, this was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, bookmark this one. Put this
Next
one in
thing,
save
yeah,
drafts.
yeah.
No, you're fine.
I'd be worried if I went to therapy, my dad's all calm now. Like I'd be worried. I don't
Do
want
you
to
think
lose my edge.
You're not gonna lose your edge.
That's
You're gonna
crazy,
find
dude.
another edge.
Yeah.
You're gonna find something else. Yeah,
You find
come
something to
on.
get crazy. What,
Not
you ever go to
crazy.
therapy?
No, I want to, but I
Yeah.
don't
What about
actually
you?
either.
You got a real level head on you when you're sober.
I did for a little bit, and then I beat it. I was just like,
You beat it.
I graduated.
Completely fine.
I was like, I'm
You
good.
tackled it like a
You know
video
who-
game. It's
you
over.
know who
I'm
doesn't
glad
find
that's
that?
over with.
You know who doesn't find that joke funny?
Your family?
Chicks.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I won all the
Girls you
therapy.
go out with, they're like, "Do you go to therapy?" I go, "I used to," and then I beat it. I was just, I'm good.
In
My
and out.
ex, that girl I almost
3
married
sessions.
back in the day, she was seeing a therapist, right? Zeroed in on her, and she has a ton of money. She made like, I think it was I seen on paper she made $250,000 the first year we were together, and she got like 3 promotions from then. So I'm guessing she probably made like $300,000 a year.
She's doing well.
So the therapist, she starts zeroing in. We broke up because, we broke up. We just happened to break up. I started hanging out with a girl. She started hanging out with a guy. 2 months later, we got back together. And she just zeroed in on it because she seen on like Instagram that I was with the girl. She DMs the girl. The girl's like sending her our text, even though me and her broke up. But this therapist for 2 years straight zeroed in on the fact that I hung out with this girl. Here's the craziest part. The girl's name was Gabby. And I don't know if you guys ever are in a relationship where the significant other, there's a jealousy thing. You never want to hear the name. Like if you cheat on somebody, it's like, okay, let's just forget. I never want to hear the name Gabby ever again. I'm like, all right, we're never going to hear it. Dude, we turn on the news, and there's a missing person, Gabalito. Remember that?
Gabby Petito?
The Gabby thing?
yeah.
Dude, every day for 2 months. So
Yeah.
she just wouldn't let it go. I'm like, look, this girl's missing. Let it the fuck. Like, this shit's crazy.
This boyfriend has murdered this young
so her
lady.
You need to
therapist-
stop making it about you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
her therapist zeroes in everyday therapy. I was there. He goes, we have to do mandatory sessions. He goes, Monday through Friday, we're going to go every day because he wanted the money. So now
course.
he's zeroing in. And my girl, she was cute, man. She had like a nice body and shit. And, he fucking ends up dating her.
No.
Yeah, she breaks up with me. She goes, my therapist thinks it's better for us to break up. And then they end up dating for 6 months.
Buddy, that's like a against the law, I think.
Huge
Yeah,
crime.
it's very much against the
And
law.
then she calls me back. She goes, "You were right. He was just trying to break us up. This and that." She's like, "I want you back."
I would be skeptical of
Oh,
therapy
never.
too.
Yeah,
Dude, you should have reported him.
Sure.
Yeah, I
should've
don't know who
reported
he
him for
was. Like,
sure.
I don't know his name or whatever. But
You should hit her up and be like, "What was that guy's name?"
yeah, is that crazy or what though? I mean, I guess that's what a lot.
That
of
is crazy. That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life.
Zeroed in on it. You listen. Think about what Dom did. So every day she'd be bringing it up. She'd be like, "We gotta talk." We did like fucking group voice things, and I could tell instantly he's picking her side. And it's like she's paying him. These sessions are like $140 a pop.
I know therapy is probably the right thing to do. Everybody should
Yeah.
do it technically, but at the end of the day, you don't know who these people are. Money is a huge factor on why they do it. It's funny
Right.
because you hear everybody go, "All right, that's it," and then you're like, "But I was like." And they obviously don't want you to fully get solved because they want the money.
Right.
And then,
They don't want me fucking graduating.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Fighting people with Creed.
Yeah, well, that obviously he missed that one. He missed that section, but yeah, like you just don't know who these people are. You don't know the intentions of people. I'm sure there's a bunch of therapists out there who are solid people who are willing to help.
yeah.
But in the back of my head, I'm like, this cocksucker wants money. This son of a bitch is on a power trip.
Yep.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's
You
fucking
know-
crazy.
I was in Japan and they don't believe in therapy there. They're like, no, we don't. What's that gonna do?
And they're doing great.
And they're doing great. Like the
Yeah.
people in Japan are all like perfect. Like I don't know if you've been. It's like
I've
when I was
heard.
there,
It's
I was
incredible.
like, bro, why can't everybody in the world be like this? Like it's such a different lifestyle, and they don't do therapy, and they're like.
What do you think that is though? Like, why do you think is it like?
I think it's a pride thing, even the way they eat, or I don't know. I really think it's a pride thing. People take their trash. I think people are very proud, self-respect, religion, the yin and the yang, maybe, because they treat you great. They're so respectful.
Yeah, I heard
They try
the
their
manners
best.
are just
Yeah.
like
Dude, the
Yeah.
McDonald's is like a 5-star restaurant in Japan. It's like perfect, and it comes out. It's like a waiter bringing you the shit. All and it would be so easy to do that in New York. You've been to the McDonald's in New York, right?
No, it's a
Picture the exact opposite of that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
Japan's
homeless
like.
shelter.
It's a disaster.
But it would be nothing for the guy just not to be like, yo, man, what the fuck it is? He could just be like, here's your burger. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But yeah,
easy.
that Japan, no therapy. And dude, I'll be honest, man. Probably the best people I've ever seen. I've been to a lot of different countries. And I gotta say, man, the Japanese got it down.
Yeah.
Good food.
I've only heard like positive things about Japan, like because there's, especially Tokyo, there's like 30 million people there, and Graham K went, and I was like, fuck, traffic must be nuts. And he's like, I've never seen anything run more smooth in my life.
Wow.
People drive, people take the subway. Everyone knows that people are like punctual because they respect each other.
Yeah.
They're like, I got to be at a place 8 a.m. I'm there at 8 a.m. Not like here. The amount of people that are late and then casually walk. Yeah. Well, yeah. This podcast started 2 hours late. But
It's actually insane.
no. But I'm saying like on a daily basis, the amount of people that are like, okay, I think we got to be here at 9 and it's 9:20, and then they're like strutting in. They're like, I'm like, buddy, you're 20 minutes late. Fucking jog.
With a coffee.
Have a
Like
little
you
bit of a
care.
Used to
sweat.
be my biggest with a coffee. Or
If you're
something.
20 minutes late and you're not sweating, I'm going to fucking punch you right in your mouth. There's no care or concern.
No urgency.
Yeah, dude, I get
can't be
off
like
the
that.
plane and I walk out of the tunnel. I'm like, okay, let me see where my bag is. And I look to my left. It pops out of a fucking magic hole in the wall. My bag's right next to me. Some girl comes over, cuts the tag off.
No.
Pronounces my name perfectly. Here you go, Mr. Leonelli. The exit's right there. The bus is to the left. And it's like, dude, I went to Italy, like our home country. Dude, fuck your bag. They don't
don't
even
care.
want to learn English.
Oh, no, they don't
Bro,
care.
for you, I said, do you know where in Italy, I go up the help desk. I go, do you know where the bus, E37 bus is? And she goes, well, you know English. Do you have Google? You know how to use
Oh
Google?
my god!
Dude, Jesus Christ.
Holy shit!
I'll say Italy is better than here still.
Yeah,
because
it's still better than
I don't
here.
agree.
no, dude,
I
they're
got robbed in Italy.
The food's way
I don't
better.
agree, yeah.
Well, you
yeah.
get robbed
Long
here,
story.
though.
Yeah, that's true.
See, they don't
Fair
rob
enough.
guys like me and you because we're the ones robbing people. They look at us like we look like the criminals. We honestly do. You resemble a criminal in Italy right now.
But my head's the problem with Italy is they're so like hilarious and the country's so goofy
Yeah.
that you're like, there's no trouble can arise here.
No.
But your head's gonna be always on a swivel because they're fucking sharp.
Yeah.
What
They're
I like,
scamming
the
at everything.
Dude, they scam you going into the country. I'm waiting for 2 hours, and the guy goes, you could give me $50 and speed this up. Going literally like the immigration office.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is for work. You know what I told him? I was like, this is for a cruise ship. I was like, I don't care. I'd rather be late. And then this motherfucker gets furious. I was like, I lie to people. I'm getting paid just to sit here. He's like, oh, matter of fact, come right here. I'll take you to work right now. It's like but the food is unmatched, man.
Oh my
So
god,
good.
yeah.
And
It's
the
not even.
views, man. I love Italy.
No, it's insane.
Dude, I hate to end this podcast, but we're already at an hour 15, and the phone's gonna crap
Let's
out
do it.
soon.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dude. I hate
Why are you
to do it.
apologizing?
I know.
We
It's
had a
been
good
fun.
time.
Wow,
It's
how
been
much-
a
hot in
good
here?
time.
How much more we got in the tank?
It's we're cruising. I always hate to put a fucking
we're good.
stopper in it, dude. You got to come back, do it again.
Let me know.
Baby. This will be out on Wednesday. So if you got
Mr.
anything coming
Alex Pavone. You could just add me on Instagram. No, I got nothing coming up. I'm going on vacation
up,
Thursday.
woo, where are you going?
In-laws. It's the best.
Nice, dude.
Food's always in the
Nice.
fridge. House is always clean. You put a glass
Air
down.
conditioning.
It's gone. You ever put a glass down and then it's fucking gone?
Yeah.
And then it comes back clean?
The good old
I used the
days.
same glass for 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I do the
Oh
same
my
shit.
god,
So
it's
good.
insane. Dude,
So
I'm so
good.
jacked up.
I
So
gotta get
jacked
some in-laws.
up. You gotta get some in-laws.
Either that or a dishwasher.
Yeah. Hey, well, you find that the person of your dreams. You better fucking ask for their
One day.
parents
Yeah.
first.
We'll
Let's see
see.
a picture.
Both
you
are
know?
both have passed. It's like, well, we had a run here. I'm gone.
Nice
See you
to see
It
later.
might
Yeah.
be too late for me. I might be one of those old dudes.
they're
Fucking
dead.
53, 13 more years, dude. You know, it's crazy. I'm getting to the age where 20-year-olds like me again. Isn't
Oh,
that fucking nuts?
fuck.
Like,
Nice.
remember when you were 20, the
The
girls
whole-
that liked you were like 56? Like, remember it was so easy? Being a 20, I don't know if you had this, but when I was like 20, 21, every girl 40s, 50s, throwing it. And now it's like, going into my 40s, and now it's the opposite. Girls are hitting me up, or I'm like talking to them like, you look like you're fucking a kid. So I'm 23 years old. It's like, yeah, you're a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm twice your fucking age almost.
Well, those are the ones that have parents. So
Yeah, with money. Let's get the
Dom,
in-laws.
give 'em the
You
plugs.
can find me right at Rikers Island Jail in New York City, baby. No, everything Dom.
Turning himself in tomorrow.
Instagram, Dominic Leonelli. Also, Dry Salami Podcast. And right here at Troublemakers.
Woo, you can find me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. We're posting a couple clips every episode. New episodes are out every Wednesday. Go follow Alex. We'll see you next week, baby. Good night.
Did you have the headphones on the whole time? I didn't even realize. I never.